Okay, so today we have Cowboy Mouth by Roy Montgomery. It's a very unusual tune. First things first, I'll just play it. Now, I don't have the effects pedal, that was it, the first thing. So I don't have the effects pedal used. I believe he's using a Strymon Cloudburst. I did have a go at one of those earlier in the year, and it sounds like that's what he's using. But it should go something like this. I'm going to try and imitate the delay as well. I'm just going through a clean amp so that it's, well, with a bit of reverb, so you can, you know, decide for yourself if you think it's right. That first note's wrong. Etc. Now there's other parts. Now the most difficult part of working this one now was the tuning. So it's what we call Demi semi-tonal tuning. Let me show you on the tuner. So the tuning, it's flat. Everything's flat. The sixth string is even more flatter. But you want to try and get in between. Let's say, you know, we've got E and D sharp or E flat. Oh, that's the other thing about the tuners. It depends on what type of tuner you've got. My student's tuner, it was all sharps, whereas mine uses either or flats or sharps. Okay. So if you're going between E and D sharp, right? See if I can get on the screen. Now mine says E flat, which is, you know, enharmonic. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get. Let me get closer to the camera. We're trying to get the note to that plus 50. There, can you see? It's about there. So it's in between E and E flat, but it's halfway between that, you know? So it's a, what would you call it? Quarter tone, okay? And then we'll just do that to all the strings, apart from the third string. Sorry, let me just show you the thing. So that would be an E flat or a D sharp. It's not a G sharp, that's just my tuner's very old. So it would be a B flat or an A sharp. Now that's the only difference. Here we go to an F rather than an F sharp, so it's going down a semitone and a quarter, you know, like a half and a quarter. So that would go to F plus 50. Now that is our pedal tone as well. That's the one that keeps ringing out throughout. Fourth string, C sharp plus 50, a little bit out there. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, it's backwards in the video. Fifth string, G sharp plus 50. I'm around about there. And then here we want D plus 50. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. That's the tune. It's a bit of an odd one, but it's a great tune. So if you have the pedals, put it on. I believe he's using the sort of octave function of the cloudburst for the low end to give you that sort of bass, really bassy sound as the song progresses. There's also a delay on there, and I'm not sure if he uses a filth and then like a looper comes in later on. Let me just show you how I think he plays it. Okay, so we're going to start with our second finger on the 9th fret of the second string. Right, I'll tell you why it's not the first, because we want to go later, and we want to try and keep that to sustain. All right, so we're using the second finger, 9 on the 2, thumb on the 3rd string, index on the 2nd string. So make sure you can see that a bit. I have shorts on today, so I'm trying not to, it's very hot here in Spain, so I'm trying not to show you me bollocks. So, hammering on to the 11, okay? So, 9, so that's 3 and 2 together. And then we'll hammer to the 11 with the 4th finger. Do it again. Now here, let that sustain. Put your 3rd finger on the 3rd string and your 1st finger on the 4th string. So your 3rd finger goes to the 10th fret and your 1st finger goes to the 8th fret. Okay? Now it's the delay that's doing that, but because I haven't got a delay, I'm just doing that. And also give it a bit of vibrato. You know, it's always good. So that's the first bit. Okay. Now we're going to go to the open third and second string, and I'm going to go along the second string to the second fret, and I think you slide to the 4 or hammers. There's some form of ornamentation there, I can't remember. That's still on the second string. And then we're going to this part, which one? Now, so I'm going to use a bar here, because later on I'll be adding the bass notes, right? Because it does the same melodic part again, but you add the bass notes in, okay? So in order, even though we're not using this yet, just for good practice, we're going to put the bar on, and it's ready for when we do it later on, okay? But the bar's on the 4, the second finger is on the 6 of the 4, your third finger's on the 6 of the 2, your fourth finger's on the 7 of the 3, okay? And then your sequence is 4, 3, 4, 2. You can get away with just thumb index here. And then lift your third finger off, same sequence. 4, 3, 4, 2. So I'll show that whole bit again. So it's... Now, as we're doing that bit, there's you do it a few times, and then to come out of it, it goes like, and then he just like hits this 8, and then you hear the big thundering bass coming, which is just that. Now, it doesn't sound like it on this guitar because I'm not using the same effect, but trust us, if you had this cloudburst thing, it's awesome. Like I say, I would have loved to have had it, bought it, but... Now, again, I'm not too sure what he's doing with the rhythm on the bass because it's heavily distorted. So we're just going to play it on the pulse. See, like that's it, sort of delaying out, if you will. So here, we want to bar the 13th fret, either with your second finger. I personally prefer it with my third finger, but because I'm a muppet, I cut my second fingernail too short, and you know when you get that swollen part, it's absolutely killing. So today I'll just do that for ease of use. So my second finger is over the 13th fret on strings 5, 4 and 3. My first finger's on the 12 of the 6. Now, just to make life easy for you, we're going to go 6, 5, 6, 4, 6, 3, 6. And then just kind of noodle around with that third string as you're playing the bass. Alright, and this is the reason why I want to use my second finger, because the next chord, got a bit out of tune there. But the first time he doesn't quite well. It's only resolves later on. So the second chord is your second finger on the 8 of the 6, your third finger on the 9 of the 4, your fourth finger on the 9 of the 3, and your first finger on the 7 of the 2. And again, in between the bass notes, we're going to go 6, 3, 6, 2, 6, 4, 6, 3, 6, 2. And I'm going to have to hurry up because the batteries are running out on this thing. And then we'll pull it back. And there's the batteries gone. I'll do the rest another day.